So you asked, he's here to answer. Time to get those car care questions answered with Andy from Radiair Complete Car Care. And Complete Car Care is a great idea. And one thing I wanted to bring up too is it's great to it's almost like having a doctor or somebody you deal with all the time. Somebody that you can trust to look at your whole car and tell you what shape your car is in and make sure it stays in good shape.
Yeah, you know, I've always said it. It's, you know, having a good mechanic is just like having a good doctor, attorney, lawyer, dentist, you know, whatever in your life. You know, somebody you trust.
Somebody you can count on. That's right. Yeah. Here's the first question. What is the average cost? Boy, this is going to surprise a lot of people. What's the average cost of a new engine, and do they use refurbished ones?
Well, okay, first of all, refurbished is probably not the right word. Rebuilt would be the right word. Yes, you can get rebuilt engines, and there is no average cost. They can run anywhere between $4,000 or $5,000 range all the way up to $15,000 to $20,000. So the biggest point I could point and give you the listeners there, change your oil and do your maintenance.
Yeah.
If you do that, those two things, your engines will last 200 to 300,000 miles easily. But change your oil and do your maintenance, and you won't have to change your engine.
Because that's a crazy thing to have to do.
Yes.
That's just crazy.
We do it all the time, but you don't have to do it if you do your maintenance and change your oil.
Yeah, you think you're saving trouble by skipping a couple oil changes.
Oh, don't do it.
Don't do it. Here's a good one. What is an engine flush, and do all cars need it, and when do they need it?
I believe they're probably asking what is an engine coolant flush. Okay, so every vehicle has coolant, or sometimes called antifreeze in the system, but it's a long life coolant which actually cools the engine. It is supposed to be changed every 3 to 5 years on average. Look at your owner's manual. It'll tell you what type of coolant you have and how often it should be serviced. It needs to be serviced about every 3 to 5 years. And it requires draining out what's in there, flushing out what's remaining, and then refilling it with the proper antifreeze coolant. And there's about 8 different types out there right now, so you got to make sure you put in what's required for your vehicle.
What's an average job like that cost?
Anywhere from about $150 to $250 to do it properly.
Yeah, it seems like a lot. It seems like it's not really that important, but boy, it's important when it breaks down.
And again, $5,000 to $20,000 for an engine, $150 to $250 for maintenance.
Use your head, right? Okay, should I check my heat now? Before the weather changes. I can't read it without laughing.
We just talked about there was 48 in Worcester this morning. Yes, time to check your heater, and more importantly, your heater and air conditioner combines to run your defroster. You're going to need your defroster pretty darn soon, in the next 6, 8, 10 weeks at most. Yeah. So yes, check it now before the rush.
Boy, that is a big deal when your defroster doesn't work. Oh.
And you can't see.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
How does temperature change and affect your tires?
Okay, for every 10 degrees in temperature, whether up or down, your tire pressure changes 1 degree. So when the temperature drops, it's been in the 90s, when it drops to the 60s, you lost 3 degrees tire pressure. So your tire pressure light may come on simply because you're 3 degrees lower, 3 pounds less in your tires than it was before.
I saw people driving last fall when it started getting cold. I saw people driving around on flat tires, and they didn't even know it. And a tire actually came off.
Oh yeah, if you get low enough, it'll come off the rim. Yes, yes. And then you ruin the tire, which again costs you more money. So keep up. If that tire pressure light comes on your dash, go check all the tires on the car, not just the one that it's saying right front may be low. Check them all, because they're probably all on the verge of being low.
Yeah, it all changes with the temperature. Okay, what is an engine flush? We talked about that a little bit, but I was wondering, what about the rear end of a car, or the transmission and all that kind of stuff?
Again, this goes back to your maintenance schedule. There is, on every vehicle, there's a recommended maintenance schedule. Your rear end or your differential, your transmission or transaxle, which is, if it's front wheel drive, as a transaxle part of the transmission. If you do those flushes and oil changes or fluid changes on those, or exchanges we call them today, you will always stay out of trouble by doing those. There is a maintenance schedule in every car for that.
I didn't do it one time. I had a car, it was a Fiat, believe it or not. And I didn't do it, and all of a sudden the transmission didn't work. I thought I needed a whole new transmission. Guy drained it, put it back together. I mean, didn't take it apart, just drained it and refilled it. It was perfect.
Yeah, a lot of times that's all you need to do. And if you do the preventive maintenance, you would have kept that.
Yeah.
So
I learned my lesson. Thank you very much.